This February, history will be made. Millions will watch as 80 years of unjust stigma is left in the past. A product that drove good people to the black market will be revealed as one that's creating a new global market. This February, what inspired the symbol of counterculture will at long last be seen as just culture. The new normal is coming. Will you be one of the first to see it? Visit medmen.com to watch an exclusive preview.
All right, fellas, like we practiced.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4.
Come on down. Come on down. Hanging with the brothers tonight, yeah. Come on down to the Brothers Commonplace tonight.
Alrighty, welcome everyone to the Brothers Commonplace, a comedy and crime podcast where we cover monsters, murders, mysteries, and more. And I do want to apologize, almost all of us here at the Commonplace had conflicting schedules and work things that came up. So much like all of my experiences at prom and the after prom sex, I will be doing this one alone. So go ahead and call me Han Solo, because that sounds a little bit cooler. Or Han Solo, because of the solo prom sex. Anyways, today we're going to be covering our boy, the king of laying the pipe, the NBA shooting guard legend, J.R. Smith, aka J.R. Swish, aka Earl J.R. Smith III, all the way from New Orleans to New York, concrete jungle, wet dream tomato. And lastly, in our loving embrace here in Cleveland, where he helped our city win an NBA championship. But not all things that glitter is gold. JR has had a lot of highs, lows, getting super highs, and just a lot of strange things that have happened in his career. So to start off, J.R. Smith was born Earl Joseph Smith III. He was born September 9th, 1985 in New Jersey. And he is currently a small forward / shooting guard on the Cleveland Cavaliers. However, I think he's listed on the roster, but I haven't seen him play in a couple weeks. So I'm pretty sure he's on the chopping block and ready to be traded because he doesn't want to be on a team that is rebuilding. So speaking of some of the crazy highs and lows and super highs and all the other weird shit that's happened in his career, we're going to start off on April 7th when the Nuggets were playing against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. During the game, Carmelo Anthony bumped his head on Kevin Durant's hip and then fell to the floor where he laid for a couple of minutes. And the game continued on. Nobody stopped the game. No coaches called timeout. None of Carmelo's teammates helped him up. Nothing. And speaking of Carmelo's teammates, one of those would be our boy J.R. Smith, who during this game and this moment when Carmelo is laying semi-conscious on the floor, J.R. Smith is playing defense where he manages to grab a steal and he takes off down the court, pushes the ball 1-on-5 in a very J.R. Smith-like attitude where he drives it into the hoop, trying to pretty much jump over the semi-conscious lying body of Carmelo, where he misses the layup and then catches his own air ball, which is called for a travel, into which J.R. Smith then points to the ground at Carmelo with both hands as if to say, well, he's the reason that I just fucking missed this shot. Now, whether or not that's actually the reason he pointed at him, I'm not sure. Although if you watch the video, it really does look like he instantly points at him like, that's why I fucking missed it. So that's just a little bit of what our boy J.R. Smith is like. Another event we could mention is that time in March of 2012 when J.R. was in a hotel with model, I don't know how to pronounce it, Tahiri, I don't know. Tahiri Jose, that's probably wrong and I apologize. And then he tweeted out a picture of her almost naked ass wearing only a thong with the caption, smiley face, I can't watch the game like this, damn you. And this was the ex-girlfriend of rapper Joe Budden, which led to a few Twitter comments back and forth at each other, so that was kind of funny. Or how could we forget the soup incident that happened in March of this year that involved JR throwing a bowl of soup at the Cleveland Cavaliers assistant coach Damon Jones. This incident happened right after a shoot-around at the team's training facility, just hours before the Cavs were to play the 76ers. But Smith would not end up playing that game, and he would also receive a 1-game suspension, and the type of soup was never mentioned. So we have no idea what kind of soup that is. Could have been tomato soup, chicken noodle soup, could have been animal crackers in my soup, loop-de-loop, who knows? We have no way of knowing. We will never ever know. The greatest mystery of all time is the soup. And now we come to the main point of this story, the main reason behind our Celebrities That Kill episode, starring J.R. Smith. And we come to June 9th, 2007. At around 5:30 p.m. on Stagecoach Road in Millston Township of New Jersey, J.R. Smith was driving his SUV, and he had his best friend Andre Bell riding with him as well. The area that he was driving through had a speed limit of 35 miles per hour. However, JR was flying through at the speed of 68 miles per hour. According to his father, JR was on his way home from the barbershop and he had two friends with him. Smith then proceeded to drive past the stop sign, either not seeing it or we'll get to another reason why he may have just completely blown through the stop sign. According to a police report, Smith swerved around a vehicle that was stopped, probably because he was stopped at the fucking stop sign following the laws, and then he continued to swerve past him and continue on at the speed of 68 miles per hour. His SUV was then hit by another car that had the right-of-way, and the collision then caused Smith's SUV to completely overturn and flip. Unfortunately, and just completely super fucking stupid of them, neither Smith or Bell were wearing their seatbelts, and both would end up getting ejected and thrown out of the SUV as it was flipping and rolling. And I will mention though, Bell was said to have been in the back seat, so I can understand him not having his seatbelt on. But JR, you're driving. I know there's a lot of people that don't wear seatbelts, but it takes literally 1 second to put on and could save your life. Just wear your fucking seatbelt if you're going to go double the speed limit, especially if you have friends and other people with you in the car where their safety relies on you. Anyways, now Smith, luckily he was ejected through the open sunroof and received very minor injuries. He had some scratches and a sprained shoulder. His best friend Andre, on the other hand, he wouldn't be so lucky. He was hurled around the inside of the vehicle, receiving many cuts and bruises, and then receiving a fractured skull after his head hit the pavement while getting ejected from the vehicle. The other friend in the car only received minor injuries and scratches as well, and the person that was driving the 2004 Jaguar that collided with Smith, she was fine as well with only minor injuries. Andre Bell never regained consciousness, having no brain activity, and eventually he would die at the hospital 44 hours later. And this tragic event did take place June of 2007, but here's something that's pretty interesting and also pretty fucked up at the same time. From April 22nd, 2005 to January 10th, 2006, JR had 27 points against his license. And that's not even in like a full year. Like that's from April 22nd to January 10th. He had 8 violations on 7 different dates, and 5 of those citations were because of speeding. And now I don't fully know the details and laws in regards to points on your license and all that. Never had any points on my license. Humble brag, I get laid all the time because of this. But legally, he was still in good standing during the time of the 2007 crash. So that seems pretty crazy to me to have all those points. But like I said, I really don't know a whole lot about that. And Andre's mother, she would file a civil suit against Smith, but they settled out of court extremely fast. And JR, he's apologized to her countless number of times, and she has even forgiven him for the incident. And Smith, he would plead guilty to reckless driving, failure to obey a stop sign, speeding, improper passing, and also failure to wear a seatbelt.
I mean, Dre's like my brother, just like Jamal, Kenny, and Demetrius. I mean, he was a part of me at one point. He still is a part of me. I mean, he's always there. I mean, it always has been. And it just tears me up that it has to. I mean, it went down like that. It is. I take full responsibility for everything that happened, but I mean, indeed, it was an accident. I mean, I know it's not going to bring him back. I apologize to everybody. I apologize to Mrs. Bell because I couldn't imagine what I would do if that was my daughter. I've thought about it. I have dreamt about it. I've dreamt about the shoe being on the other foot if it was me. I can't explain. To be honest with you, completely honest, right after the accident, me and my mother had this conversation, and I told her I wish it was the shoe was on the other foot. I mean, there's nothing for me. I mean, he was. It's unexplainable. So.
That's okay. Is there anything else you'd like to say, sir?
Yeah, I apologize on the record to Miss Wanda Bell. She's another mother figure to me. She always has been, since the first time I met her.
Thank you.
And he would be sentenced to 90 days in jail, but he would take a deal that involved him doing 500 hours of community service, and thus only requiring him to spend 24 days in jail, which, luckily for him, happened during the NBA offseason in 2009. And he would also be suspended the first 7 games of the season for reckless driving. So before ending this episode, let's just go through a quick timeline of some of the antics and other crazy shit that JR has gone through during his NBA career. And also a shout out to Grant Hughes on Bleacher Report for putting together a lot of good information on this timeline. So alrighty, here we go. December 16th, 2006, while on the Denver Nuggets, J.R. Smith would be involved with another driving incident, but this time it was while he was driving to the lane on a fast break against the New York Knicks, and then getting hard fouled on the drive. Marty Collins of the Knicks and J.R. the Nuggets, they then get into a brawl after Collins gives Smith a hard foul, and both teams then get involved in a giant on-the-court brawl, just swinging fists, fighting each other, and teammates pulling people off of each other. Big brawls like that. Big brawls so big that Mama Green might be wearing one of these brawls. Anyways, and this leads to one of the funniest and biggest bitch moves I've ever seen. Carmelo Anthony, he comes up, and after people like pushing each other off each other, they're kind of like standing there a little bit. And then Carmelo, just like an absolute bitch, he swings like a fucking sucker punch and hits Marty Collins in the face, and it's loud as shit. It's a super fucking loud punch. And then he runs off like the fucking Flash, just completely bitch runs out of here. And it sucks for Marty, but it's also hilarious just because it's Carmelo being a bitch. And our next event is on February 7th, 2007. Smith and Carmelo, they are both involved in a minor car accident that would lead to both of them missing shoot-around before a game against the Portland Trail Blazers. And then next, June 7th of 2007 is of course the incident that ends with Andre losing his life in that car accident. Followed by October 13th, 2007, JR is involved in a fight outside of a Denver nightclub that would end with him getting suspended 3 more games. August 2009, Smith gets in trouble via Twitter and deletes his account. The reasoning was because he started replacing his letter C's with the letter K's, which I guess is common practice among members of the Bloods gang. I have no fucking idea if that's true or what that means exactly, because I'm just super fucking white. Like, I'm so white that sometimes I get mistaken for the ugliest guy in the band Vampire Weekend. But besides that, you know, it's alright. I drink a lot of cappuccinos. And now, March 2012 was the Twitter photo incident where JR tweeted out that picture of Tahiri's big, huge, wonderful thong ass. And this resulted in a $25,000 fine from the NBA. May 2012, Smith was busted for driving a scooter without a license, which I think, you know, not really that big of a deal, I guess. I know he's had all the tickets and license problems and stuff like that, but I mean, it was a fucking scooter, I guess. The problem, though, is when he doesn't show up to court for this incident. And now one of my favorites, January 26, 2013, The Pipe. One of my favorite tweets of all time involving J.R. Smith and a female fan. The female fan sends him a smiley face into his DMs, to which he replies, "Oh, really?" She responds with, "Oh, really what, winky face?" And then Smith replies, "You trying to get the pipe?" She replies back, "Yes." Smiley face, heart smiley. So all around, super good stuff from J.R. Smith, aka The Pipe. And those are just like bits and pieces of some of the ups and downs and crazy shit through his career. And I do want to mention, though, J.R. Smith, even though he is a giant, immature bonehead and just does a lot of questionable, idiotic stuff, he does do some good as well. He does have a charity titled the J.R. Smith Youth Foundation. With a quote from his website, "The foundation focuses on helping and supporting others from many tough situations while providing positive influences with their involvement in numerous projects and activities." So it sounds like he's trying to do well and try to do some good out there. And there's also a really good short video / documentary type thingy on YouTube about Smith and his friend Brad Hennifer. And Brad, he is a Special Olympics golfer and a really good friend of Smith. They met, I believe, at his charity, and Smith always invites him to like all of his games and calls him after the games and keeps in touch with him. And they actually have like a really good relationship. So it's just kind of cool seeing stuff like that. You don't see a whole lot of good stuff about J.R. Smith. So whenever you do see something pretty good about him, it kind of changes your opinion of him a little bit. Although that wreck, I mean, it's hard to exactly forgive him for something like that. I mean, his friend should have been wearing a seatbelt, yes, but also he was the driver who was going 68 miles per hour, swerving around cars and just being an idiot. So it's very unfortunate. It's extremely sad. And yeah, it's just a shame that all that had to happen. And so there you have our episode on J.R. Smith. And I do apologize. This is just a very short episode this week since we don't have any of the brothers. And I didn't want to do something too long with just me on here because I think the heart of our show is our relationships and chemistry between each other and our very sexual relationships we all have with Andrew that he's not really too fond of, but you know, he doesn't really have a choice anymore. I'm just joking. I'm sorry. That's mean. He has a choice. But Toof doesn't always listen. You know, Toof doesn't really believe in the word no. Anyways, hopefully we can do something special for everybody since this is a short episode. And I do very much apologize. I'm extremely sorry for that. So I really hope we can make it up to you guys. And that leads us to our honorary brother of the week. And I hope I'm getting this right because it's just a bunch of letters. But it says, "Keep Up." And it's a 5-star review by RSVHIEDH. And then it just says, "The dark humor." So that's kind of funny. Keep up the dark humor. Hell yeah, we will. That's pretty much all we have, and I don't know why anyone listens to this piece of shit show, but thank you everyone that does listen. And for our Patreon shout out this week, we have Jonathan18. Thank you very much for help supporting the show and joining our Patreon. And I do want to mention we have a couple people that have pledged more than just the $1 or $5. Like we've had a couple that have pledged $10. And I don't know exactly how this works because I didn't know you could do that. So let me know for sure if you're still getting the rewards, like if it's letting you get the bonus episodes and things like that. Because if it's not letting you, then just go back down to 5 so that you can get them. Because I feel bad if you're paying extra and you're not getting any of that shit. And also anyone that's signed up, and if you haven't put your mailing address in, I can't send you stickers and a thank you note. So if there is someone out there who didn't give an address and you want those, just send me a message with your address and I'll send that out to you as quick as I can. And also, Chloe, if you are listening, we have your movie being sent out tomorrow. I'm sorry that it took so long, but we got everyone to sign the Demon Wind DVD and we're mailing that out to you ASAP. And I think that's it for that. If anyone out there listening wants to be an honorary brother, all you have to do is leave us a 5-star review on iTunes and we just pull straight from there. We read it on here and give you a shout out. And if you want to join our Patreon, it helps support the show. And it's either just $1 or $5 a month, and I guess you can do more than that. We've had people doing more than that. I didn't know you could, but that's super awesome. But yeah, just for $1 or $5 a month, we will send you stickers and a thank you note, and you'll get bonus episodes. We do a DVD, or we do a movie review series. We got 2 up now. We try to do 1 a month. And next we have Drop Dead Gorgeous we're going to be doing, which was a listener request. And also, Bug, if you're listening, we are going to be jumping on one of your topics that you sent us very soon. So thank you very much for sending us a topic you'd like us to do. And yeah, everyone else out there, thank you everyone that's been listening and supporting the show and leaving us reviews and all that fun stuff. You can listen to us on either Spreaker.com or iTunes or at Brotherscommon.place. And we also have a Facebook page that we post our episodes on, and we have an Instagram and a Twitter, and also we have a subreddit, which Toof does that. I haven't posted any episodes there in a long time because it was only us on there, but I saw that someone left a message on there recently, so thank you for that. Maybe we'll start being active on there. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, thank you everyone for listening. Be good, stay safe, and laugh at the dark stuff. #Wildman. Oh, and one last thing. Special thank you to the Bash brothers, Emilio and Diego from The Last Bandoleros, for giving us a new outro song. And it's super badass, super rad. So stay tuned and listen to that because it's fucking awesome. Alrighty, thank you guys. #Wildman.
The world of business interests you, then let a degree from Bryant & Stratton College open the doors to a career in fields like accounting, management, finance, human resources, or even as the owner of your own business. Here, you'll learn the fundamentals of business and technology, along with developing the leadership and management skills you'll need to succeed. Classes for a variety of business programs start soon, so contact us today at bryantstratton.edu. Bryant & Stratton College, for every and in life.
For important program information and disclosures, visit our website at bryantstratton.edu/disclosures.
This February, history will be made. Millions will watch as 80 years of unjust stigma is left in the past. A product that drove good people to the black market will be revealed as one that's creating a new global market. This February, what inspired the symbol of counterculture will at long last be seen as just culture. The new normal is coming. Will you be one of the first to see it? Visit medmen.com to watch an exclusive preview.